Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm back and I'm mad.
Where is your bot war? Hasn't?
I see her rolling up over black Cadillac.
Hello.
You've only got one copy.
Yes, I need only one.
All right. Not two.
So, people in the chat, you need to think of something else to get on my nerves now.
Ask him where his combiner is. Where's your combiner, peasant?
In next week's hobby allotment, and next month's hobby allotment. I don't even know if they stock them.
Oh, there. You know who stocks them? Alpha Spiel in Stockholm.
Maybe.
Just saying. They do. Yeah.
Today
And we go and lick them all whenever
I've
we're over in
seen
Stockholm.
a post by Anthony, and he was somehow suggesting that the plastic injected versions wouldn't be looking as good as the recent metal or resin ones. And
Probably, yeah.
If I'm going by what I'm seeing in this box now,
Yes.
how much better can they be? I mean, they are highly detailed, crisp.
I've no idea.
I
I thought you were going the other way.
How can you?
I thought the plastics wouldn't be as good as the metal and resin, simply because, you know.
No, he at least, if I'm not mistaken him completely or understood him wrong, he said the plastics are not as good as the recent metals and resin minis. And if
Yes.
that is the case, and they are better than what's right in front of me, I'm really struggling to think how that is possible.
You keep saying two different things.
If there's a top tier, it's resin, metal, plastics are the lowest quality. That's what Anthony said.
Yes.
And
then you keep saying, looking at what's in the box,
Yeah,
I don't know how they can be much better.
Yeah,
But what you
because
have in the box is resin.
No, what I've got in
Not
the box
plastic.
is plastic.
Uh,
And I don't know how anything can be much better than these plastics now is. I would have to have something to compare him against, which is highly unlikely because he doesn't do metal anymore.
That's true. I've got metal ones behind me.
Shame. What?
But unless things changed massively in the last couple of weeks, the Botward Turbo Edition is resin miniatures, not plastic. Here's a good way to check. You take one of your little metal or one of your little guys, right? And take his legs and then press them together. And if the heels touch, they're plastic. And if in actual fact one of the legs shears off and snaps, then it's a resin miniature. So you do that. I'm not doing it on these because I know they're all resin, and I know the red and blue Valiants in the other Botward box are also resin.
This is...
Yeah, just do that now. Push the heels together.
No, I don't. I won't.
That's because that's fucking resin. That's why.
He colored resin?
Yeah. I colour some of my own resin when I'm casting.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why those are really nicely detailed. The plastic ones will be less so, but won't explode as much. But, you know, seriously, just touch the two heels together if you don't believe me.
No.
You'll require super glue.
No, you won't make me.
Well, you're no fun anymore.
Yes, I am.
Hi, Hazy Boy. Might be to send you an email. Doing some stuff with, who'd you call those cats? Parabellum. They're talking about talking to some people from the community who play Conquest and stuff. So I thought I might grab you.
From Grey Primer, Dutch, The Days, Crispin, Hazy Boy, Oridoco Witch, Emma, AW, and whoever I forgot. Demon Sub, yes. As you can see, Jerry is with me again. Still not his 100th episode. We are still some episodes away from that.
Who knows?
I know.
Oh, I can't be arsed knowing.
I just counted it again.
I'm like a particle.
So, I'll just open myself some liquid to drink.
Tricky liquids.
Fluids to get my cords wet.
Wet cords. What's that
So-
you're drinking? Is this some sort of watery brown sauce?
Worcester.
Worcestershire sauce? What?
Don't ask. You don't want to know. So,
I kind of do, which is why I did. But by now I'm not going to get an answer.
well, it's basically
Send.
just cola and orange mixed.
All right. Okay. Oh, man.
Very
Oh,
tasty.
it's like the sort of shit you came up with during the war.
Now I think that's prior.
Well, Fanta.
When the Americans stopped selling us Coca-Cola but still were willing to make trade and sold us Fanta. Orange lemonade.
Wacky fun.
Yeah, so
I can't
Jerry is
imagine
back.
it tastes good.
He has some project with him. What's the first one?
Well, there was no point in picking any bot wars this week.
Like you would have known.
I always know. I follow these things. Besides, Anthony told me when it was returned, when he would send it out, and what the working time was to get to you.
175 days since I've ordered the box.
It's baseballs. Still faster than ordering something from Wayland. Hello, Soap.
Welcome, Soap. Yeah, so this is, I think, Star Wars. I seem to remember.
Yeah. This is, as you rightly point out, Star Wars Discuss. This was something started way the fuck back at something called a boot camp.
Oh,
They'll never
seem
catch
to
up.
Remember those?
Outside. What? So I decided to revisit it. The chicken walkers. Using
Airbrush.
upskilled airbrushing. Because I think his first airbrushing work was done at the boot camp under somebody's tutelage. I'm going to say John's. But now, a bit further down the line, a bit more competent, capable, and ready and willing to go.
More brave.
Yeah, so back in, give it a go over again, and then start using some other things like oil washes and pin washes.
So he starts by breaking it off its base and then
Oh, yeah.
going to see what he's going to how he's going to finish it in the long run. I think that this is just the beginning of a revamping.
Yes. Well, if you want to see how it's going to go, you'll see it slightly lower down anyway with the wrecked one, because that was the test piece on the grounds that if it went badly wrong, it's wrecked anyway.
Well, that's true.
It's not covered in any sense of the word. Oh, have you had a golden butt off recently? Just checking. Are camp boots what Dorothy wore in The Wizard of Oz?
The red ones that
Yeah.
bring you home, not break your home.
Look, there's Model Mates. When it was still called Model Mates. How long's that been fucking lying in a drawer? Must be years. I know mine has as well.
Maybe the moldy color is suddenly all natural molding. Oil brush stippling pens.
Oil brushy pens. I wouldn't stipple with them.
Well, I'm
I
sure they're okay.
Well, I mean, you could, but it kind of ruins the point of having the sharp tip. Think of it as super water mascara.
Mm.
It's like pre-mixed oil wash. They're quite good. I don't know if I'd bother my backside buying them. I've got oil paints. But if you can't be arsed fucking around with oil paints, it's probably a good way to go.
Yeah. Also, it's a contained unit, so you can store it more easily.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
there we are on
you
the,
say that,
the
but, you know,
ancients.
a tube of oil paint is very easily storable as well. It's got a cap on it.
Yeah, but to make the wash, you need some kind of diluting liquid and a additional container.
Yeah, but you need a diluting liquid for cleaning brushes anyway.
Oh, that's true.
White spirits gets used an awful lot around here for various things. So it's not like I don't have bottles of white spirits on hand. I've got 2 or 3 below me at the moment.
Including, but not limited to, oil washes.
Drinking. Got meths for drinking.
I don't know if white spirits are very drinkable.
They're not as drinkable as meths, but, you know, any port in a storm.
Just add cola.
Oh, well, only if you can't get cola and orange mix.
I'm pretty sure you can get that stuff in your parts of the world, in some dark alley.
Oh, I really hope not.
Why not? It tastes delicious.
You say that.
Yes, I do.
It's not right.
Why is it not right? It's grand. Look at it. All the muddy brown colour.
Yeah, it could taste like orange or could taste like cola. I know, let's mix the two together so it tastes like none of those things.
It tastes like both at the same time.
Just, you make no sense. You're a decadent people.
Yes, and that's all your fault. And by you, I mean the rest of the world.
Can't in the UK, you have to mix it yourself. Yeah, open up two bottles, mix them half and half. Shocking stuff. Anyway.
Or get yourself one of these nice helmets with 2 can holders on the side and 1 straw.
Oh, just a combining straw. Oh, just no. I'm just going to stick to quality brown lemonade, like nature intended.
I'm not sure if nature actually intended
none of your weird shit.
Brown lemonade in the first place.
Brown lemonade's amazing.
Then again. So yeah, Greystoke starting to repaint, get a grip of yourself.
He's only had a couple of swigs of his Mac already. He's slurring his words.
I'm drunken on the wars of bot.
That too.
The parcel arrived today. It's in my possession for exactly 8 hours. So, yeah, I'm quite excited.
He just can't hide it.
Nope. Barely couldn't contain myself.
Just coffee Guinness now. Why would you do that? Just don't.
Why would you murder coffee in that way?
Why would you destroy Guinness in that way?
What's our next topic then? Oh, you're way ahead of me. Denzian, doing 2000 ND.
Yeah. It seems to be very much the flavour of the month.
Yeah, with all the what's it called? Slaughter?
Slaughter.
Or slang.
Slaughter. But, like a lot of other people, been drafting in aliens and the like from other things, like the Stargrave plastics, allowing them to make aliens and stuff, which is handy, especially if playing the Strontium Dog game. I wonder if Strontium's going to get a revisit, or they just seem to be working their way through the 2000 AD catalogue currently.
And throwing what they have done in the backside, looking for new stuff.
I mean, it's fine for Dread and Strontium Dog to a certain extent, because at least they're more or less, they're not actually the same era, but you know, they're closer than anything else. I'm just waiting for the Button Man game to come out next.
What?
Well, Button Man was great, 2080.
Well,
he was Hitman. That's why he was called a Button Man.
I'm not so versed in my 2000 AD comics. That's not something that was.
Sarsaparilla from the main man's great. Get your Scotch Cola, brown lemonade. It's all good, and handily enough, main lemonade bottles exactly the same type of glass bottles that meths come in. So you know, the tempting purple fizzy drink that Dad keeps out in the shed.
Now you're starting to scare me.
Can't you mix and match their series? Strontium and Dread, yes, because I think they're exactly the same rules. Slaughter, they've changed things to make it more punching.
Wasn't that even a selling point on Strong Team Dog and Judge Dredd? I seem to remember that you
It
can.
could be. Oh, I'm not sure. But he also, the jammy bugger, picked up a copy of GW's Dread game.
The original one, which I just had, I've used this
Yeah.
one here. One night.
Mm.
2 to 6 players, age 8 to adult.
Found it for peanuts at an antiques fair. And as he said himself, if you look for it on the Fleabay and the like, you'll
No,
pay an
don't.
arm and a leg for it.
You're going to cry by those prices. It's the asking prices, should I say, are terrible. I don't know if those actually sell for those.
Don't know. It's possible. You can never tell what people are willing to spend on things. I've spent stupid amount of money on getting confrontation miniatures I was missing.
And John has spent stupid amounts of money on BattleTech miniatures.
Yeah.
I have spent not so much stupid money, but much more than I thought.
In my defense, my game was no longer available, so I was at the
mercy of the seller.
At the mercy of the seller. He just couldn't be arsed waiting.
Well, to be fair, they had been on back order for a long time. There was no really anybody could have foreseen that at exact that same point in time when he hits this I buy this button, Kettle's game that goes, oh, we're now sending out stuff.
Well, there is. Do what you do. Send an email to them. Go, I'm after this. Is there any chance? And then they probably would have responded with, yeah, in fact, we're expecting delivery this week for restocks. And that would have saved. But no, just getting quickly.
Terrible things happen if you don't.
Terrible bastards.
Cola, rum, and lemon. Now you're pushing it.
Originals.
I don't think Jerry would actually buy recasts.
Nope. Not in this lifetime.
Oh yeah, Doug the fuck. I'm thinking you're talking about those old school dwarves that you showed on Instagram. I think Ben had a little one-off when he saw them.
Did he need to take a moment?
He needed to be alone for 1 or 2 seconds. Welcome, Toffee. I don't think John had FOMO when it came to BattleTech. It was just he wanted it and he had the money and means at some point in time.
It's the way. Got to do it now.
Yeah.
Before we're having to throw our books on the fire come winter to stay warm.
Yes.
Nobody will be able to afford to run anything.
Because money notes don't burn that long. Books have a higher heating coefficient.
Oh yeah. It's the way to do it.
So after this nice excursion into...
Can't handle his brown and
I can't.
Orange.
In 2018.
Puce.
Where do we go next?
We're off to the wiki wah west. Wiki.
Oh, what is this?
That's Snoopy on a donkey.
No, it's just not showing up on the project. Hold on. Almost. There.
What have you done?
Is my mouse pointer visible on screen? I guess not.
It was a moment ago.
Is it now?
It was at Snoopy's foot. No, I can't see it anymore. Oh, no, hang on, there it is there. Yeah.
This is, I think, the first project I've seen with somebody being credited as contributor.
Right. Oh, you've not been paying attention. There's a few of them around.
There may be a few around, but this is the first one I've seen since...
I imagine that's because Goram couldn't change her name from Ninja Chili. So start a new account and link them. Is that what happened?
I'm guessing.
See, I'm a fucking genius.
And I think the problem with that is you need to have the project set up by the team, if I remember correctly, and not just open a project.
No, because I'm fairly certain that one was running previously.
I know Warren mentioned the feature that it is available now, and but I think at the time he said also you need to have someone on the team prepare the project for you,
Who
so to
knows?
speak. But
I
then
will do.
again, I don't know.
Yeah, see, it's an old project. I do pay
Hmm.
attention to the projects. Well done, me. You're not the boss of me, right, Darcy from Kildare?
So, what should be doing? Weird West?
No,
No,
no.
dead people.
I just like singing the Wiki Wiki Wah Wah
Oh,
song. Best part of that. Um, no, just breaking out some. In this case, some of the new plastics and showing them off alongside the original metals. They actually go together. I'm going to say better than I thought. I only have one set of metals from Great Escape, which is the Marshal and his deputies from Pale Rider, Stockburn, who I think they sell as Pinkertons. And they're the right height, but they're very, very small in comparison. Whereas seeing some of the other ones in here side by side with metals, they're much closer.
I really love this very clean and distinct look.
Yeah,
They
they're
do look like
very well
somebody just
executed.
jumped off the silver screen because most Western, at least the ones I watched lately, had been very well. You're too clean for your time.
Harking back to the coward John Wayne and those sort of ones.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was super bright and shiny.
And everybody, I don't know what's it called in English when you have your trousers ironed and you have this very distinct fold on it.
Crease.
Crease, yes.
Yeah, it's way to go, certainly. What I see recently, the Ballad of Buster Scruggs. It's like that. Everybody like white shirts with tassels. It's very
Last
good.
thing I've seen was Love, Death and Robots on Netflix. The third installment. And it's quite nice.
Lot of westerns in it.
Sadly, no. And if I may give some unsolicited advice to anybody who hasn't seen them yet,
Yeah.
start with the last episode. It's the weakest. If you end on the last episode, you will be left with a bad taste in your mouth.
Okay.
Just dump it somewhere in the middle or start with it. All other episodes are fine, but not to say great at points. And there's some very hilarious cinematography in it.
Interesting. The Wild Bunch. Yeah, that's a great one. But I discovered recently that Buster, the actor who played Buster, is in another western called Old Henry, which I had heard nothing about. But if you like westerns, look it up, and I'll say no more about it.
Old Henry.
Old Henry. But yeah, it's a lovely set of characters, and weirdly, one of them that stood out to me, there are a couple of black chaps in there, African Americans, and it's surprising that we don't see more.
I don't know if that's the same as for me, but I really am terrified of painting skin.
Oh,
Unless it's alien color.
African skin is so fucking simple compared to us pinkish pasty bastards. Black and then dry brush the ever living shit out of it with charred brown, and then just dark flesh tone mixed in with the charred brown for your final highlights. It looks fucking amazing. The coverage is beautiful. It's so easy. If you ever want to do 280 odd Zulus, it's the way to go. I'm just saying. But yeah, there's a film called Posse with Mario Van Peebles, which is just all about black cowboys. It's very 90s and Mario Van Peebles, if that is a word.
I don't know if that's a word.
Oh, I'm fairly certain that's a word. I think Billy Zane may be in it as some sort of evil ex captain, creeping around the place. Back when Billy Zane used to, get acting roles. But yeah, it was one of the things that caught my eye in here. Just the fact that it's not just everybody's some white chap looking like he's just rolled out of Limerick. So that was quite cool.
Nick, I don't know if you actually mean the same episode with the miniatures on Love, Death and Robots. I'm guessing you referring to the zombie apocalypse. I'm not sure that was actually something with miniatures or just this weird camera style that makes everything look like it's miniatures.
Dead Man's Hand is really good fun. That is. I've played it with Poe, and we've only played through. Well, we played through a game, but a game is broken into scenes. So essentially, every time you play like 3 little mini scenarios that go together to form your TV show / Western narrative. So like your first one is a couple of figures aside or one figure aside, then your next one will be slightly more, and then you finish off with like the big shootout type of thing. But it's the way they've got it set up. It has that sort of narrative structure. So, stranger arrives into town and gets picked on by some mooks from your gang, and then the stranger happens to be a gunfighter and kill them all type of thing. And then like your next one is go after the stranger and his mates at the bar to settle the score. And then like the last one is full OK Corral shootout style. So it's it's worth. It's a super simple system, and I like the card mechanic as well in it. I still like my Legends of the Old West. He said, looking back up there, but it's one of those ones where it's a pain in the arse to get because you're gonna have to fuck around through eBay to find it and to find all the companion books. Whereas Dead Man's Hand, available now, smashing. The miniatures are, I'm gonna say, some of the miniatures are better than others. The more recent stuff is really nice. Some of the earlier stuff is, I think, smaller. But then there are miniatures in there I'm going, well, I need that. But I find the Knuckle Duster miniatures for whatever their game is called, Gunfighter's Ball. Yeah, Gunfighter's Ball. They match very well to the newer stuff from Dead Man's Hand.
So is it a quick game?
Oh yeah, yeah. You can play out your 3 scenarios. You can play out your little triptych Western film at about the same time that somebody plays out one game of something a bit more substantially meaty.
So a nice palate cleanser for people who usually enjoy larger mass battle stuff or something. Really looking forward on what this is going to end up.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, we've got the lawmen in there already.
Oh, there needs to be more Indians. We need Indians.
And some cowboys.
And we need some dancers.
Dancers, soil doves. Is that what you're talking about?
Dancers for money. So let's.
You're random.
Jump ahead to the next project, please. Oh yeah, terrain. Jill, when you're done with terrain, we'll be coming back.
Thankfully, we don't have to worry about terrain. I just go and lift off a fuckload of westerny stuff off the shelf. It's good.
Lawnmower.
He is done. He is dusted.
Has he finished his spring cleaning dread balls?
He has. All marked complete and everything. Which means if you want to see how he got on doing 10 models a week plus for the last 8 weeks, then you can see it there.
Wouldn't it be a shame if he now just opened a drawer somewhere and there's still some minis for Dreadball in there that he had missed somehow?
Oh, that'd be good. I could just start posting them some.
just hide it somewhere in his home.
That's the way to do it.
Dear sir, enclose you'll find a set of miniatures free of charge. Have fun.
I like how he's got 2 of the Vice from Speedball. Brutal Deluxe. Yay, Blaine. Good Blaine. I really like this because everybody's so fucking bright and poppy.
Speaking of bright and poppy. Jeez, that's yellow.
Yep, that's how you know it's one of those big mechanical suit type things for punching people.
I feel there needs to be some black warning markings around there somewhere.
Oh, you don't want to put warning markings on it. You don't want to let people know you're coming.
Please don't stand in front
No.
of this leg. It could hurt.
Only hurt for a very short amount of time. Kick them square in the nuts. But it's really nice because you've got nice sort of poster shots where you get to see everybody in all. Well, we don't get to see a planned version, so we're not seeing the top of people's bald heads, but all the coaches. I think I've even seen trophies and medical droids and the like in there. He doesn't have the little commentators box. Maybe he'll pick one of those up at some stage.
And I think
There's two little floating alien commentators that are actually whenever you draw a card and the card remains in play, you put it behind them. But they're two just little alien commentators that sit inside of the pitch. It's totally unnecessary. I immediately bought it. It's like, yeah.
I think he used almost every painting brand that's under the sun.
Hey, you know, if you've got them all kicking around, you may as well use them up somehow.
Yeah, I think that's something to be said about that.
Mm.
But how you distinguish between, let's say, all the yellows you have and all the blues? The differences are so subtle.
Oh. Clearly, he finds a way. Or it might just be that those are the only yellows he has from a certain company, because the other ones are hot garbage, and ergo must use those yellows.
That is very much a possibility.
The great thing about this is he could then come in and do some battle reports.
Yeah, now that he's finished, he even has time
match reviews.
to do
Yeah.
such.
We could get play-by-play. Like whiteboard with little marks and arrows and stuff.
Turn
Right.
1.
Exactly. Although it's a much more fluid game than that, so possibly not that.
Yeah, I always wondered if it may be easier to have a battle report for such games when you just let a video camera run in the background and then go frame by frame later.
Could be. That sounds like something that somebody could possibly discuss. Not me, though.
No, you're using old school tech like...
Never used Rochambeau. That's true.
Forgetting again how that software was called to make top-down views on Battlescribe.
Copper etched.
Battlescribe?
Battlescribe. Battlescribe's great. But no, Battlescribe is a army building list. You're thinking about Battle Chronicler.
Oh yeah, it's same thing but different. Welcome, Ralph. Looking forward to Friday. Friday is the day when old Ben gets his show started.
Let's pray they don't fuck it up.
I'm 60% confident.
That is much higher than I am.
Well, to be fair, I liked The Mandalorian and The Book of Boba Fett, so...
Bubbly Fates. I love The Mandalorian. It's great. The Baby Yoda show is awesome. And Bubbly Fates, I mean, apart from Bubbly himself being the worst, just the worst character in the show. It's fucking so bad. You know, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Jesus, he's a bad character. He has fucking no backbone at all. We're going to retreat back to my castle and then we defend ourselves and wait. And then some little 12-year-old biker girl goes, "We should stay here." We're staying here now. Really? Grow a fucking spine. Bubbly Fates, for fuck's sake.
Biker girl is giving her a bit much credit. She's a scooter girl.
Scooter. Fucking mods. There's a reason they used to get their throats cut down at Brighton. I'm just saying. Mods need to be dealt with before they spread. Dun, 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 dun.
So, what's next on the docket?
Next up, it's a little quick one. It's not actually a little or quick, but it's got a battle report. Fucking get rid of it.
Redverse 75th anniversary of the Battle of Mont Cassino.
Monte Cassino. Look.
Oh no!
Top down battle reports.
Oh no! How did you do that? That's
yeah.
black magic.
Not only yeah, but fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh boy. Look at it. It's amazing. We are coming in from the ass end. We have been here before though, which is why. Oh fuck my hell. Shit. Son of a bitch.
Is your coffee not working?
I've not had coffee now in like an hour.
Oh, see, that's the problem.
I had ice cream. So that hasn't seemed to help. We have been here in the past when it's been putting together some of the forces and building scenery and stuff for other bits and pieces. But this is actually just a delightful battle report that starts off with some of the history as well, about who's fighting, where they're fighting, what's going on, pictures of the actual location, and then some maps as well. So there have been several battle reports in here that's been working through, and I love them. I fucking love them. Just saying, if you like World War II, then these are absolutely fucking spot on.
And this is a rather comprehensive thing?
Mm. Yeah, well, it's like I say, it's multiple battle reports.
Over years past. This is 2020.
Yeah. Oh, it goes back to 2019.
Oh god.
Yeah.
So he's having fun with the game in the long term, which is always nice.
So the very, if people want to see the whole kit and caboodle, the army and the train are broken down into two other projects, but they're all linked in the first entry of this. But you have to spin it round the other way, so not most recent. But yeah, it's just really nice that whenever they do play a game, they take the time to do a battle report like God intended, like with maps and what you call those things? They're like screenshots, but in real life.
Photos?
Photographs, yeah.
Photographic images.
That's the ones. Done with his box brownie camera, presumably.
Yeah, it's I like battle reports. I just don't like doing them. They're so tedious, time-consuming.
None of that is true.
A Bruce Campbell Star Wars show. Orinoco Witch, what drugs are you on?
With the chin, that would be good.
Oh,
I'd pay to see it. Fuck yeah. In that case, what you want to do then is get Battle Chronicler, Doug. Just saying. Some people use it to play games. I don't. I've got some friends use it to play 100 Years War stuff, so it is doable. But it has those little rectangles with the symbols for infantry and cavalry and that sort of thing in there, and you can add your own symbols as well.
Oh, Jim, you don't need to take notes. This show is going on YouTube after we have finished, so you can rewatch it as often as you want.
I think she's talking about for doing battle reports.
Well, as I said, use a camera.
The best advice I ever saw from doing battle reports is take maybe 2 pictures a turn. That's it. Because what happens is when you start doing a battle report, you'll take like 20 pictures on the first turn.
Yeah.
And then like 20 pictures the second turn. And then you get into it and then you'll forget to take any pictures at all for the last couple of turns. So just, here's the overview of where armies are. Here's where the armies have ended up. And it's much easier then if you know that you've only got 2 pictures and it goes from turn 1 to turn 8. Then you can actually go, well, this must be what happened, and use them sort of as an aid memoir. There have been times where I've taken multiple pictures and I couldn't tell you whether it was part of turn 2 or part of turn fucking 16.
Yeah, that's it's the same thing. I've used a tripod and then just let it sit on one end of the table, and every time we had a change of whose turn it is, I went took
Tripod.
one picture, and then again next picture when changes happen.
But were you not worried about the tripod dying because of microbes?
No, he
Just
had
checking.
a very nice mask. Also, the masters were very kind and helpful. So yeah, so Red was doing intensive battle reports. What's next, dear sir?
I thought we'd stick with the World War II. These are two, actual, this one, the next one, both come from the same fella, Harry, 711. And Harry's been doing
Painting.
a couple of little upgrades or updates. So he's been doing the Normandy landings, but he's also been doing bolt action in the Pacific. So there's a Marine sniper team has been put together. I really like the soft cap on the sniper and the cigarette dangling out of his mouth. It's really cute.
Yeah, I've seen. We have been here before.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh yes, I remember this.
Yeah.
But he hasn't got my comment in, so we just need
Right.
to.
It's because you don't send him comments. You used to send me comments. But again, it's another interesting. Well, both of them are interesting little historical projects because they have things like for his island assault, he's got little spider holes, which I don't think actually have any rules in bolt action, but he's planning on making some, and they are absolutely gorgeous little, presumably scratch built, although there's enough weird shit out there these days that maybe you pick them up from somebody.
So the second
And a bar
project,
whore.
the second project from Harry then is.
That's him off to Normandy for his longest day.
Mm,
And look, it's one of that delightful Mr. Hitler's buzzsaws.
going
Set
all
up there.
brr.
Very much so. Very much so. And again, it's the mix of scratch building and attention detail. Look, he's just made stuff out of green stuff. He hasn't gone out and 3D printed his designy sculpty STD file
Or
base.
bought them from Green Stuff World.
No. I just love the finish on his bases. It's all about cramming as much random shit on your base as possible. Make it look au natural. They are humpy, grumpy looking fuckers, aren't they?
Well, if you had to carry so many Panzerfaust, you would be very pissed too.
Maybe they're pissed because they don't have enough Panzerfausts. Three. That's only 4. What if one misses?
Well,
Were they in the end sub box? I've never bothered looking at Pacific because I don't care about the Pacific. Which is terrible. Well, I don't. Couldn't give a fuck by that theatre.
our auto moderator is being annoying again.
Oh no! Why?
Because there was the word for Japanese in the comment, and for some reason,
Right?
the moderator just thinks that's
Shocking.
not something you should say. I don't know why. Is it because it's some sort of short form for getting your shot?
No, I think it is because it's a shortened version of Japanese and therefore offensive to Japanese, maybe. I don't know. But those auto moderators are mad.
They at times catch on to the weirdest words. That's
Oh, I've seen people be auto banned for using things like Nigeria.
what?
Apparently, they can't work out whether or not somebody's spelling a different word but incorrectly. Somebody type in River Niger. I just want to see whether or not that'll do it.
No.
No, no fun anymore. I remember when it used to be cool. Anyway.
Held a message for reason, race, ethnicity, or religion. Allow
See?
will post it to chat.
Here you go.
And I don't even know what that means.
Can I type in Han? Let me put in Han.
Yes.
Yeah. See? But that should theoretically be offensive to Germans. Or Protestants in Northern Ireland, depending on how you're feeling.
Or the Huns.
No, I don't. I think they revel in that, to be fair. They don't mind that one.
Well, Kristen, yeah, you've made it to the list also. I don't think I want to allow that because I don't know what he typed. I think I need to. Oh, I won't look it up. I'll just allow it and deal with the backlash later.
Oh, well, Crispin is a wetback, so he can't be racist to one of them.
It's. Yeah.
Go, Crispin, be all that you can be.
Artificial intelligence. Ooh. Yeah.
Ah, good times, good times.
Weird things happening in the world right now, and we shouldn't be too worried about words.
I'm not.
They almost made a mistake. I wanted to do this.
No.
So, what's then on the next on all this? Where's my window go? There's my window go.
Is he wearing gloves, or has he just forgot to paint that guy's hand? Oh. He'd forgot to paint his hand, because in that photograph, it's grey, but in that photograph, it's flesh-coloured. See? Far left, top corner, the guy leaning, or with the binoculars, he's got grey hand, but at the bottom middle picture, it's become flesh-coloured. Anyway.
At least he noticed at some
Oh,
point.
yeah. It's much better than noticing whenever you put it on a tabletop. Go, ah. Although, at that point, I would have just went, no, 100% he's wearing gloves.
It's his artificial hand.
Anywho.
Yes. Shall
This
we
one's
go
just
on?
in here for Ben. Because I imagine he watches.
Does he?
I wouldn't have thought so.
Oh, no.
Better things to do.
Oh, so for some reason, that didn't go on the list, did it?
No.
No, it's not in the docket. Oh,
Not there.
Oh, wait. Oh, these ones.
Those ones.
Rocknote.
Rock knots. Rock out with your rock knot out.
Yeah, I'm terribly annoyed that he already got his and his has them painted, and I'm still waiting for mine to arrive.
That's a Brexit benefit, I think. You two can get stuff in your country faster than it can be shipped abroad.
Just look at these lovely little miniatures.
Look how happy they are.
And he looks a
Despite
bit
being Wexford
psychotic.
fans.
Psychotic. I'm still very much undecided on how I will choose coloring these.
Not going to go for the classic red and green Christmas look.
I could, or I could just go completely mental and use the paint job I used on the Dungeon Master Evil Villain set.
Dungeon Master Evil Villain set. What colour was that?
Well, I've basically what I did was prime them black,
Yes.
a heavy off-white dry brush, and then use speed paints.
Okay.
So they look like something like I don't know if this is going to be on camera. Hold on. I need some more lights.
Jesus. Well, it's definitely there. You have something in your hand. It's too small.
You can look at my project.
I'll do that.
It's a very artsy effect, I'd say.
RC indeed, yeah. Anyway.
So he finished his hobby bingo. He
Yeah.
says.
It's
How did he do it?
It's
Can
going.
we see?
He says that there's still stuff on there that hasn't been marked off yet, but don't worry about it.
Well, it looks like large model, unit of 10 plus, unit of 2 plus character, and any. I think the any is the one that gave him victory. But given the fact that he has made all of it, and he could also put a unit of +2 models in the light blue corner. Yeah. It would make this row complete.
Yeah. We'll not worry about it yet. I'm saying it's going to continue. There's so many more colours in there that can be changed. So many colours. The Lamassu is particularly nice as well. Or sorry, Lamash too. The Evil Witch. She eats babies, you know.
Oh. Ooh. That looks daunting.
One of Lilith's sisters. Apparently it's from Beauty and the Beast. I've not seen Beauty and the Beast before. I thought it was just about Stockholm Syndrome in a library. What's
Beauty
that?
and Beast Kickstarter. Well, I've never heard of those.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's really nice, Demon.
It is. And it's interesting, lot of details. All these blades hanging and dangling around.
I hate to give GW credit for anything, but they did do a demon called Bellacore about 20 years ago or so. That was exactly the same. Weirdly, it's even they even painted it in black and greys like that, and it had spikes and hooks and stuff hung into its wings, a la that. So presumably, whoever did the Kickstarter possibly remembered Bellacore and thought, well, that was a good look.
Heavily inspired by.
Well, it was a chunky bit of metal. I've got a lead one kicking around here somewhere. They made a new one that's about the size of your head and completely unwieldable in plastic. But they did.
Yeah.
Very delicate to handle. I imagine you would be. Oh, because it's a 3D print. It's not actually...
Not a proper miniature.
Yeah, not real stuff.
It's not real. It's just 3D printed.
I think that's the biggest problem with 3D printing. Is the material.
Getting brittle.
There must be better resin coming down the pipeline if there aren't already, because I've got some 3D print prototypes in the past from places and just 3D printed models, and if they're so brittle, if they break, and then getting those breaks to glue again, it's one of the most annoying materials to get to actually reattach, because it's like so fucking super smooth. You have to break out the wire wool and rough everything up.
I think at that point...
Oh, weeks away.
If you're working with these very small and thin things, you're better off having vertical print lines than horizontal ones, so that there's more surface adhesion within the print. I would think, theoretically. Oh, what do I know?
Yes and no, Dutch. There's like 20 of them that were physically available, and then the rest are only STL files. So
if only Pete were here, he could have told us.
That's all right. I'm fairly certain I'm right. They printed out 25 as physical ones, and then everything else is 3D print STLs. At which point, it's up to however you do your printing yourself. But
3D printed testicles. You've heard it here first. So, what's next? Do we have something of interest for the youngs?
nope,
No?
got something of interest for me though, which is the only reason I picked these is for me. Couldn't give a fuck whether or not people at home like them.
It's
Just
a
the
box.
worst. Just the worst people.
It's a box full of stuff.
Yes,
Look.
it's
Ooh.
more of those irk high fellas being all irk and low.
And I think he found a very suitable box to carry them around.
It looks like one of those the way you get like a filing cabinet with very thin drawers. Looks like one of those. Just slide in, slide out. That'd be good. Am I on the actual page though, and not the actual project? That's very annoying. Oh, but that's okay. Back on it.
Look at those.
Yes,
So
look at
many.
it. Look at the pikes. Look at them.
They do look a bit like tin can openers.
That's probably deliberate. I imagine when some men of Gondor are coming at you, you can prize them out of their armor from a distance, and then kill them up.
Would you please hold still while I try to open your armor? Thank you.
Oh, you just hold it about head height and then just wait for the momentum to carry them right down it.
Let physics do the work for you, you say?
Yeah, it's all good.
Interesting theory.
Oh, it's a great theory.
Can I
In there, by the way,
Yeah.
I did ask if anybody had any suggestions for game type things as well. So, what they could be playing in Warhammer 6 or Kings of War that might be fun and isn't the siege of a castle. I have to say, I don't think any of the sieges are particularly fun, which is why there isn't siege rules in Kings of War currently.
So he's not asking for other game systems, but what
No.
kind of scenarios?
Specifically because we've been talking about asymmetric gaming. So if anybody's got any ideas of something that could be interesting,
Well, it could be also,
chuck them in there.
could be an ambush,
Ambushes are good to a certain amount.
or
I like rearguard actions. They're great. Although if your opponent's got pike, you're in for a horrid fucking time. But if anybody's ever looking for things like that, a good thing to do is to just search for historic battles and just look for unique historic battles or unusual historic battles or bizarre historic battles and see what springs out from those searches, because you'll find some weird and wacky shit going on.
try to remember what was the weird Irish battle called that I think last year Warren tried to make a thing from, where we had
Oh, Clontarf? It
Clont-
wasn't weird. It's a very standard battle. Two armies line up against each
So-
other in a big open field and charge.
so there's not really anything.
No, there's nothing weird or unique about that one.
I really fail to imagine anything else than something like a catch the messenger, ambush, or even
Catch the pigeon,
yes, shoot down the African swallow.
that type of thing.
Or maybe something more along the lines of working with reinforcements for a game with asymmetric forces.
Asymmetric. You need to know what your victory conditions are for both sides for it to be enjoyable. Otherwise, you end up with one person just taking a massive leathering for their troubles.
That's true.
But it's still doable. Very doable.
It's but it's tough to think on the spot of something.
You don't have to think. I'm just saying. when you've thought of it, you can come back in here and answer the question.
But I'll have forgotten by then.
You're the worst. Just the worst.
I'm old and feeble. Also very brittle.
Terrible. It's old and bent.
My hair's grey, my teeth are gone. But I'm not dead yet.
Very true.
And also, I've got something to live for now.
The problem with that is there's magic, Demon, and magic is a great leveler. So the disparity in weaponry doesn't make a difference. Because when you take the guns away, you know, they're practically the same thing.
Well, you could restrain yourself from using magic by some house rule saying, let's say you're in a weird forest where magic doesn't work or has random results.
You could.
All of a sudden, your master magician goes poof. Yes. James Stockwell, Dean. I always think of Dean Stockwell when I read his name, so...
Oh boy.
Why ever? What's next? We have more, don't we?
There is. There's this young up-and-coming lad. Haven't heard much about him.
Oh, I think I've seen 1 or 2 videos of him, and I think he's on his way to being a professional influencer. God,
That sounds about right.
it hurts keeping a straight face.
But if you are to wear, young lad Pete got to referee 2 sides worth of very grumpy old men from 2 different games clubs who were putting on a demo of Baron's War Partisan, but may in actual fact just have been putting people off the game forever. The phrase "they had face on them like slapped arse" came to mind when I seen a few of the photos. However, you can see there, he put on a hell of a spread.
Yeah, this table looks just stunning. And Mel the Train Tutor did a
There's
video
Alec Guinness.
on Partisan, and I've seen his look on that table, and it's just enormous. The only thing that was a bit disturbing, there's not much fugu on the table.
Fugu. Yeah.
Oh, I wonder why.
I don't think. A, I don't think Pete has a huge amount of it, and B, it's a different time period. So having a load of Scottish/Irish dry stone buildings,
I was just
or Viking A-frames, just wouldn't really,
I was just going
maybe
to
some
say,
nice Tunisian adobe buildings in there that might throw things off.
I was just going to say, who cares about being historically correct? But then I remembered that Partisan is maybe not the best place to be not correct.
You were getting an awful lot of people going, "What the fuck am I looking at? If I want to look at hot garbage, I'll go to Logo Games Workshop."
or potentially you get a smack in the face.
I don't think it's footsore. All of their training has been done with other people, because I don't think footsore actually have any terrain themselves. So even that chapel from Outremer, that's Lion Tower Miniatures, I've done that for them for the current Kickstarter. I think he listed somewhere where it came from. I'm almost positive he listed it where he was doing the build and paint on them. I can't remember though. I'm very old.
What's it with Footsore? I find it a very weird name for a company. Or is there anything I'm missing?
It was started by 2 guys who were ex-military, and they were in the infantry.
Okay, so a lot of walking and actually being footsore.
Yep. Don't think either of those people are in it anymore, to be fair. The name's hung around.
Well,
Bill's certainly not. Bill's long gone.
they can't take the name with them, can they?
No. They might have. But anyway, apart from having a ton of painted miniatures, there's even things in there like, not quite battle report, but explanation of the setup for the demo game, done on some sort of unusual lollipop traffic light hex map. Like if BattleTech was on acid. It's true though.
Yeah, I'm still wondering what John was hinting at with I can't tell where I got these from.
What was that? What? Who? What?
On the
I can't remember.
weekend, he said something on the BattleTech large miniatures. He can't tell
Oh,
where
right.
he got them from.
They're probably like everything else from BattleTech. One of a million online STL files.
It would be a surprise if Catalyst Game Labs actually were to come out with a large-scale BattleTech game. Or at least collectibles. I think they would sell gangbusters.
There we go.
Pete really puts in effort in his work. And there's his Fugu.
Fugu.
Still need to paint mine. Hate to say it.
But then Warhost is just the game side of it, Pete, isn't it? Because they don't sell anything on the Warhost website. And I've never seen any of the terrain on Footsore.
When did he sneak in?
Oh, he's been here for ages. He's just been watching.
Pete. Sorry I didn't see you come in. I was busy looking at other people's private parts.
You were looking at my private parts. What? How to do that? You're the worst. Just the worst.
Well, go there we go. Yeah, Jill, Catalyst are bad at keeping stock, or that the range is just too well sought after.
That'll be why I've never looked at the Barn Wars range, because I've no interest in it.
I really want to see more Kickstarters like the one I've seen recently, where you actually have the option to either buy the STL or we will send you metal casts.
Like piano.
What?
Company does Napoleonics called Piano. They do that in their Kickstarters.
Yeah, that's the. I failed to remember the recent Kickstarter they've done, and I was quite annoyed because the German magazine, online magazine for tabletop, just filed them under Kickstarters for 3D prints. No, you wankers! There's proper miniatures in them.
That'll keep John out of mischief anyway.
Send him more 3D files to print, so he'll never leave his room again.
Oh no, in this case it's Grim sent him some rules for BattleTech.
So what's next after this very comprehensive and very deep dive going for Baron's War drink?
Well, we visit 42 and his I don't need to display golden buttons in my project banner to advertise that this project is awesome project.
I feel that he may have been annoyed by other people putting the gold buttons in their project pictures for some odd reason.
He's not annoyed. If people haven't heard this title before, that's probably because it wasn't there a week ago. But we've been in this project multiple times. That project title is edited and changes on a semi-regular basis. So one time it said things like, Saga, it's full of Saga. Honestly, it's got Saga in it. Another one was Visit by Battle Report project here. You know, it's just whatever happens to you. I don't know whether he thinks that will catch my eye. It doesn't need to because I'm subscribed to this one anyway. So
Well,
but I
fish
just
bites hook.
like I just like seeing the changes to titles that 42 throws in on a semi-regular basis. Oh yeah, it definitely lies 100%. Crispin, we all know that golden buttons are the only reason for people to visit things.
You haven't seen this, have you?
The Lambda.
No. Hold on a second.
Lies! Deceptions! Every day,
Car outside.
more lies.
Oh, and I remember you don't have...
Nice deception. Nice.
I made that, I think, 3 episodes ago when we talked about it and I really needed that button, and then you were gone for 2 weeks and I was like, no, can't use it.
Shocking.
Lies. And actually, the thing is, I
Save
don't
the
know
rebellion.
how you remember the scene. If it's actually that short, it isn't.
No, it
It's-
goes on for fucking ever.
Long.
It's one step away, right? Because anytime I watch it, what puts me in mind of is Martin Sheen and Marlon Brando. It's that Apocalypse Now scene. Are you an assassin? I'm a soldier. You're a grocery boy sent by clerks. It's like long, meandering,
Unnecessary
clearly a
dialogue.
fucking nutbag. And it's exactly the same with Forrest Whitaker. Just there.
Only less mud.
Send you to spy on me. Yeah, well, they've got dust instead. Anyway, it's coming along nicely. It has to be said.
Yeah, and
I'm shocked at the multiple layering of the wings.
they move. They bloody move.
Yeah, I thought it would have just got a larger thickness of styrene sheet.
Way
But
too
they-
talented for his own good. And actually, since I know he's a fellow German and I know where he's going to be at some
Know where he
point in the
lives.
future,
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
Yep.
Not suggesting anything.
Oh, plastic yard. It's proper old school modeling, Crispin.
Without any that black magic 3D printing.
I don't know if you were lurking about on the site when he did his Star Destroyer, or if you only came in after that.
The one that dropped.
Yeah, he was building a Star Destroyer and super detailing it and putting fiber optic lighting in there as well, and then dropped it and had to go back and fix it up. But
Whatever happened to his interdictors? Did he finish them?
I think so. I think we looked at it.
And he's not here today, is he? Farkram,
No.
make yourself heard if you're there. Also, if you're watching this later, good
That
luck.
was a model. This one is all scratch built. When you start going down through it, Crispin, you'll see things like using
Lego.
Lego Technica, the gearing system, so it gives both the curve, but then also allows the
The
wings to
move.
hinge and stuff like that. Going, yeah, this is fucking amazeballs. I love it. You're one
think-
step away from putting Greeblies on it.
The only thing he could have done to that build to make it even more awesome is if the landing gear was retractable.
It's not finished yet.
Or I would be very impressed if he put in a retractable landing gear after the fact, but
That's doable. All you have to do is just cut into the base and away you go. It's just a big flat thing. It'd be so simple. Actually, what way up is that?
it's it's a work of art. That's proper model building for you.
Yeah, I just had to throw that in there just to annoy people.
So what's the next and last for today for our tightly scripted 50 minutes?
I thought we'd throw one in for Soap in case he was lurking around.
So there's Shingen.
Not only that, but Shingen went to visit.
Marco!
Marco!
Hello!
So that in and of itself is worth a golden button. He got to touch Marco.
Did he get to touch him?
There's a picture of them touching. That's not them touching. That's some sort of plague thing. But it's interesting because I would have loved to have gone to that fucking tutorial weekend myself if I hadn't had to piss 400 quid up the wall in the new fucking fridge freezer after the last one died. Because they announced it pretty much the day after I'd had to shell out the money. And I was just like, well, I'm not going now. But essentially breaks down. There's a little sort of diary entry almost of what we did across the 2 days. So the first half was all about working in light sketches and value sketches, just in black, white, and grey. No, possibly even just in black and white, and then layering. No colours were used on day one, and then day two was talking about colour theory and stuff, and then doing very sort of subtle glazing, so that you kept the value of the sketch below it. So that was fascinating. Then afterwards, there's some non-Marco based Infinity stuff, but it's interesting to hear what the actual weekend tutorial is, and how that sort of comes together, because I wasn't certain, because he does so much stuff with the airbrush, I wasn't certain what would be involved, and it was mostly inks and translucent paints and stuff like that there, and trying to keep the value below it. So
yeah, and
yeah,
I think having someone like Marco as a teacher is, even if you don't understand a word he's saying, the energy he emits is just amazing.
it's very understandable. There are some people in Dublin who speak English. You'd have more difficulty understanding than Marco speaking the second language.
I don't know. I wasn't talking about not understanding the actual language, but
all right, because I've seen some people go, he talks too fast. I'm going, he doesn't talk fast. He's talking perfectly normally. In fact, if anything, he's speaking a bit too slowly there.
He has a different pronunciation.
Hi, Shingen.
Hi, Shingen. And he shared a taxi. Shingen, are there any more things you might want to share with us here within this small room?
Cool. But yeah, the black and white first is what Marco did in his latest video.
Take taxi with Marco.
I'll do it.
Children, would you kindly please behave? Bless you.
Danke. Bum, 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 bum.
I was going to say Marco may be interested doing a workshop at Beast of War headquarters. Wow. That would be interesting. A Marco boot camp.
You know, I'd fucking do it.
I think you would super glue camera and microphone to anybody else's hand to just have no need for you to work and just follow Marco around.
There's no way. Just to be brutally honest, they don't need to. They could just wander about and poke people with sticks.
Marco versus Romaine.
Fake taxi in there now. That's tonight's view. But yeah, how did you find it then? Beyond what you've said in the actual little article, was it what you thought it was going to be? Was it something entirely different? And are you glad that you did it?
Would you do it again?
Hmm.
And this is the delay the chat has to...
Yeah, you know, we can fill.
Outstanding, says Shingen25. What's the juice worth the squeeze? Crispin, behave.
Crispin, don't listen to him.
Oh, behave. 100%. So I'm guessing he would go again if Mark was in the vicinity.
I was going to say I must spot check the next one, but I won't, because I'm fucking 6 weeks away from a Pearl Jam tour around Europe. Which will eat up a chunk of my change.
And your spare time, I guess.
And then potentially Copenhagen in November for Stefan's wedding. So there's more money. And then Wolf Alice are playing in September. So yeah, the rest of my year's just going to fucking financially ruin me.
You may have to cut down on buying miniatures.
No.
Ah,
Harsh but fair, I feel. Anyway.
earliest I was home any day of the week was 1 a.m. So,
Were you staying close or were you all sort of spread out?
well, he surely stayed close with Margot if they shared a taxi.
I suppose it's one of those things you just sort of end up drifting out.
If you're afraid that UK Games Expo is going to ruin you, either don't go or leave the wallet with the wife. That usually works for me.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Jesus, that picture's much bigger than I expected. Sorry, I was just looking at your corridor with the Shang-Chi in front of it.
Yes.
Best type of rune. I thought the best type of rune was one of those ones that stop demons getting into your house.
What do you mean in? I thought we stopped them getting out.
Oh, I've got to go shopping sometime.
Okay. Crispin is going to Porn Awards. That's
Yay!
no surprise to anybody. Yes, Rolf. This is going to be interesting. What potential new games will be had by the mouse for the IP that is Star Wars?
That was it. What was it? Jabba's Palace and The Mandalorian were both listed in amongst the other games that currently exist.
Yeah, Jabba's Palace, I think, is the love letter version, isn't it?
I have fucking no idea. It's certainly nothing that I've ever looked at, which means it probably could be love letter then.
And I have no clue what the Mandalorian game is going to be. So
yeah, especially don't know why they're calling that when it's the Baby Yoda show.
The Grogu and Co.
Grogu, fuck yourself.
Yes. And with that, we're coming to a close this week.
Yes, cats.
And it's a weird show because there was no football on the screen.
Yeah, it's all done, and none during the summer because FIFA sold it to Qatar for all the blood money. They said, how many Pakistani guys can you kill in the next 4 years? And Qatar went, hold my non-alcoholic beverage. Also, we'll cut off everybody's hands.
Sweetie.
Also, all the gays better stay at home because we'll fucking execute them if we see them. We're a delightful place, Qatar, really. And it's 1,000,000 degrees. The best place to play football.
I think that's the part that annoys you personally the most, doesn't it?
I wouldn't be going to it anyway, but it's fucking insane. They're having to interrupt the football season for European football, except they're not, because I don't think the Premier League's going to take a break. Everybody else is going, we'll take a break in the winter, then we'll have the World Cup then. Fucking just going to run on through, come home the 19th of fucking December, and then just immediately go into the Christmas break for fucking football. It's like every day's a match. Everybody will be fucking dead. Dead, I say. No, not really. See, since we drew with City, at that point, it required City to drop points somewhere, and I didn't think it was going to happen at all. So they've been in the lead of that league since December.
Yeah. I'm just going to stop you
Champions
there,
League of the weekend, mate.
and we'll be back.
Get a cup out of that.
Oh, actually, I think Jerry won't be back next week because of UK Games Expo.
I'll already be in fucking Birmingham, twiddling my thumb.
Yeah.
With one finger up my asshole, waiting for this thing to start in 3 or 4 fucking days.
So next week will be something.
Jazzy.
I have a week to prepare, and I'll probably delay it until Tuesday morning.
Oh yeah, that's no doubt. You do a painting stream of you painting your bot war stuff.
Could very well be if I manage to prime them prior. Anyhow, Jerry, thanks 10,000 times for being here. That's
Always a pleasure.
not 10 episodes more, and we will have your 100. It's less than 10. Less than 10. So,
Wow.
let's see if we can get this thing on the road before you hit Pearl Jam.
Oh, that'll be interesting. Be lucky.
Could be interesting indeed. With that said, bye everybody. See you again next week. Have fun.